Ethan was a typical high schooler, burdened by exams and expectations. He lived in a quiet town with not much to distract him except a creepy house at the end of his street. Rumor had it that the house was haunted, and no one dared to go near it. But one night, while walking home from a late study session, Ethan decided to take a closer look. The cracked windows, sagging porch, and the eerie silence of the place somehow called to him. Unable to resist, he pushed open the gate, which creaked loudly. His heart thudded as he crept toward the door, wondering what he was even doing here. And then, to his shock, the door swung open on its own. Inside, the air was thick with dust, and an odd chill clung to everything. As Ethan's eyes adjusted to the darkness, he saw something flicker in the corner, a faint, floating figure. It was a young man, transparent, with a mischievous grin. "Don't be scared," the ghost said with a chuckle. "I'm Caleb, and believe it or not, I was a student once too." Ethan was frozen, his fear mixed with curiosity. You're real." "Of course I am." Caleb floated closer, eyes twinkling. "I see you're stressed out exams." "Huh. I was pretty good at those back in my day. Maybe I can help." Ethan couldn't believe his luck. He quickly agreed, and they struck a deal. Caleb would help him ace his exams. The days flew by as the ghost guided him, filling his mind with tricks and tips that only someone with otherworldly knowledge would know. Ethan started passing with ease, and soon, his grades skyrocketed. But success, it turned out, was addictive. With exams no longer a worrying, Ethan started using Caleb's help for other things. It began innocently, like acing school projects or winning small baits with friends. But gradually, Ethan's ambitions grew darker. He used Caleb to cheat, manipulate situations, and avoid any hard work altogether. He became lazy, demanding, and cruel, treating his peers with disdain. Caleb noticed the change and warned him gently. "Ethan, remember why we started this. Be careful what you use my help for." But Ethan only laughed. "Why stop now? I've got you on my side." One day, Ethan picked a fight with a classmate, using Caleb's ghostly tricks to make the boy look foolish. His classmates began whispering, some even calling him a bully. His conscience tried to speak up, but he ignored it, intoxicated by his new power. Then, one stormy night, Ethan snuck out to the haunted house, looking to brag to Caleb. But as soon as he entered, something felt off. The house was darker than usual, and the chill had turned ice cold. The cheerful, friendly presence of Caleb was gone. In its place was an ominous silence. "Caleb." Ethan called, his voice trembling. Lightning flashed outside, illuminating the room in a harsh, ghostly light. Suddenly, Caleb appeared, but his face wasn't the friendly one Ethan was used to. His features were twisted in anger, his eyes glowing with an eerie, cold light. "Ethan." Caleb's voice was sharp, echoing through the empty house. "Do you even remember why I helped you in the first place?" Ethan took a step back, his confidence crumbling. I thought we were friends. Caleb's voice boomed, shaking the house. "A friend doesn't abuse someone's help to become a tyrant. Look at what you've become, a puppet, controlled by your own greed and laziness." Thunder crashed, and the room darkened as storm clouds gathered outside. The temperature dropped sharply, and Caleb's face twisted even more, taking on a horrifying form. Shadows seemed to coil around him as he advanced toward Ethan, his voice growing louder, harsher. "I was here to help you understand effort and integrity. Instead, you've used me to run from responsibility, to hurt others, and to become a bully. You think power comes without consequence." Ethan could hardly breathe as Caleb's anger pulsed through the room, the wind howling around them. Shadows flickered, crawling up the walls as the ghost continued. "Do you know why I haunt this house, Ethan?" Caleb's voice softened, a hint of sadness slipping through. "I once thought shortcuts could make life easy too, but I ruined myself and I can never move on, forever bound to this house's punishment." Ethan's eyes widened as he began to understand. Caleb had tried to help him avoid the same fate, to teach him the value of hard work and respect. Instead, he had twisted Caleb's kindness into a path of selfishness and arrogance. I'm sorry," Ethan whispered, tears in his eyes. "I understand now. Please, I want to make things right." Caleb's expression softened slightly, and the storm outside began to calm, the thunder fading into silence. "It's never too late to change, Ethan," Caleb said gently, his form becoming more transparent. "But remember this lesson. Power and help from others should be respected, not abused. Make things right with those around you and with yourself." Ethan nodded, the weight of guilt heavy in his heart. He left the house that night with a newfound determination. He worked to repair his friendships, to study honestly, and to treat those around him with respect. Over time, he found that his success felt better, more genuine, and fulfilling. Though he never saw Caleb again, the memory of that terrifying night stayed with him, a constant reminder of the shadows that lurk behind ambition unchecked.